Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. I'm doing this particular video. It's basically of interest, I suppose. It involves Kate Forbes. It involves sort of tax comments and things, and what she feels about what people are saying. But the main reason I'm doing this is a term that she used that I've never heard her use before. I've never heard any politician use before. But it's a term that I use. It's certainly a term you're aware of. And I just think it's very odd that she should just use that term. And I'm wondering if she is a regular viewer of the channel. I rather hope she is. We'd very much appreciate that. But we will have a look at what she said. And it's just for my own amusement, really. But I hope it amuses you. I'm not going to go into any depth in it or anything like that. It was just the term she used. I thought, that's got to be worth one, hasn't it? Anyway, let's have a look at what Kate said. Here goes. So Kate Forbes' disingenuous tax comments can't disguise the SNP's black hole. This is the piece. But it's a comment that she made within it. Anyway, the former finance minister has been called out for her view that hot takes on taxes are frankly nonsense, following an ongoing backlash to the SNP's council tax freeze. When have you ever heard a politician use the term hot takes before? I think she watches the channel. I really do. I think she's a fan. I'm a fan too, Kate, so we can be mutually agreeable. Anyway, Kate Forbes has claimed that hot takes on tax are frankly nonsense after she used a comment piece to accuse the Conservatives of hypocrisy over their critique of the SNP tax policy. Now, we all know that a hot take is just basically your initial first reaction, but when have you ever heard a politician use that term before? It's weird, isn't it? Anyway, she said she cringes when she hears Tory MSPs lament that Scotland is the highest tax part of the UK. Well, she might cringe, but it's not untrue, is it, Kate? When writing in the Independent's newspaper, The National, Pravda, the Skye, Lochaber and Badenoch MSP added that the opposition ignores the relative powerlessness of the Scottish Parliament over tax. Well, apart from the fact that they tax booze highly, they tax income tax highly, they charge their own council tax. So no, it isn't really, is it? Not all that powerless. You do have a lot of powers. Anyway, and of course you charge your own driving tax in terms of the ULEZ and things like that. And congestion charges, that's down to you. So again, don't cut the cod. Anyway, the Shadow Cabinet Secretary for Finance and Local Government, Liz Smith, MSP, big title, little name, keep doing that gag, but it's true, hit back at the statement. She told the Scottish Express, it's Kate Forbes who's being disingenuous here. Of course, she complains about not having total control of every tax, because like all nationalists, she wants to break up the UK. And the issue of tax hit headlines when Humza Yousaf announced a council tax freeze in 2024 without consulting cabinet, councils, friends, Romans, countrymen, his wife, anybody, civil servants, nobody. Nobody knew. And the only reason nobody knew is he decided it 2 minutes before he got on the bloody stage. And then you had Shona Robinson lying, saying, oh, we discussed it in cabinet. No, you didn't, Shona. It's a load of old crap. Stop it. Don't lie. Anyway, he's been put under pressure to reveal how much the policy would cost. Billion. At least they're looking around $1 billion. With opposition MSPs accusing him of channeling his inner Liz Truss and breaking key agreements with local authorities. Indeed, he did. Anyway, Ms Smith added, the fact is that everyone earning more than £27,850 pays more income tax than they would elsewhere in the UK. And until his screeching U-turn, Humza Yousaf was threatening council tax rises of up to 22.5%. And the thing is, he can say what he likes. It may still happen because as First Minister, that's fine and pleasant and it gives him all the fun and palaver of being First Minister. Oh, look at me on the world stage. The councils don't have to agree. This is the thing. He does not have power over the councils. They can still go ahead and say, well, actually, we're going to put an 8% pay. We're going to put an 8% council tax rise on. And how much are you giving us? And if he says, well, we're not giving you that, I said, well, we're going to put it on then. And there's, nothing he can do. He's relatively powerless, as well as lacking authority. Anyway, on other things the SNP control, businesses are being denied rate relief that they get elsewhere in the UK, even though Westminster gave the SNP the money to do it. So basically, rather than giving the money to the companies, which should have happened, they gave it to the SNP to give to the companies. And of course, did the companies get it? Yeah, did they bugger? No, of course not. But they did. They did see some pretty new brochures, and that's why the SNP hate it. And they did a story yesterday about the government giving the money directly to charities, and the SNP are like, "No, give it to us, and we'll give it to the charities." And the government were like, "No, don't think so. We've seen what you do. You keep it." And so next year, it looks like next time the rate relief may go directly to the companies. Oh, they won't like that at all, will they? Anyway, the SNP have created a huge black hole in Scotland's finances, and they have no idea how to fix it except with more taxes. And all Kate Forbes' deflection can't disguise that. No, and the more, of course, you put the taxes up, the less tax you collect because, Laffer curve. These people have never heard of it. Writing in Pravda, Miss Forbes said the First Minister's commitment to his conference speech to fully fund the council tax propelled the issue into the headlines. American statesman Benjamin Franklin famously said, "In this world, nothing can be said to be certain except death and taxes." Well, nothing is certain if it comes out the gob of an SNP politician. They all lie. We've proven that. She was added, there was one other further certainty in Scotland. Hot takes on tax that are frankly nonsense. Well, not when the hot take is that you're telling the truth. And I sit there and say, well, they were planning on this and they were planning on that. And then you say that it's nothing can be further from the truth. If you truly want to see lies and untruths and misstatements and all that kind of thing, look to your backbenchers, look to your front benchers, look to your manifesto, look to every single member of your party. Every single one of them tells tall tales and lies barefacedly, both to each other, to the public, to Holyrood, to the press, to everyone. The truth is a stranger to the SNP. Anyway, she explained, not just because of their hypocrisy, but their rhetoric is undermined by the fact the Tories have presided over the highest increases in tax for generations. That may well be the case, but you can't say that you're innocent because someone else is guilty. You can be guilty too. You're the ones who put the high rate on the income tax. You're the one who's charging extra on the booze. Don't be sitting there blaming others for things that you have done. That's very disingenuous. Come on, Kate. You're an attractive woman, but do better. She said most voters have been led to believe that the so-called most powerful devolved parliament on the planet has great, wide-ranging and full control over most taxes. In fact, the only taxes which are in full control, note, are land and buildings transaction tax, landfill tax, non-domestic rates, and income tax. You've changed in your own income tax there. And of course, all those things that you're saying you've got full control of, they're all higher than they are in the rest of Britain. So hoist and petard are springing to mind. Anyway, thank you, Kate. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for using the term hot takes. It's amazing how many people must be watching. I know Jackie Bailey does. Oh, yes, I know. Thank you, Jackie. Anyway, I'm going to round off and I'm going to come up. Now, of course, if Kate is watching, hi, Kate. And if you are, I know you'll be hate watching. There's a lot of it. You get a lot of SNP supporters who hate watch the channel. I don't care. They sometimes manage to bang the keyboard often enough that some sentences come out sometimes. It's like the old monkeys in front of typewriters, isn't it? Eventually a coherent sentence will come out. But I know that you won't be watching it to pick up any tips. You'll just be watching it to see what people think. And I'm just wondering how many more. I'm wondering how many SNP politicians watch the channel. Be interesting to know, wouldn't it? But I know at least one senior Labour. I've mentioned her name, Jackie. I know Jackie does. Don't ask me why I know. I just know. And I wonder how many others do. It's odd to think, isn't it, that there might be these people watching, on one side picking up tips and arguments, on the other side going, oh God, what's he talking about now? How are we going to spin this? And things like that. Didn't realise I was so wide-ranging, but I'm pretty sure now. Never heard the use hot takes before. Anyway, thank you very much, one and all, whoever you are, wherever you are, whichever side you support. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button. Let's keep the channel going. Let's get the truth out there. Let's make us the #1 channel for keeping the SNP on their toes. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, And to anyone who watches, I appreciate every one of you. Thank you. Bye.